Hi, this is Eva for Once Upon a Timeline. Welcome, everybody. Let's see who's in. Oops. There we go. George Ivashko. New person. Mark, Bill White, Janice Windsor, Dark Wolf's Den. Hey, Dark Wolf. Getting ready for the conference. Shari D. Let's see who's else. Katie B. Moonlit Illusion. Susan Gunther Photography. Oops, it's kind of jumpy today. Lord Frybread's in. Mark, I'm not at the conference yet. I'm leaving tomorrow. It's this weekend, so should be good. In fact, I'm not going to have a really long one today because I don't have a lot, and also I need to get ready, pack tomorrow morning, and I don't want to be too sleepy. Okay, so the thumbnail was the Scream, the famous painting. I've mentioned before that the famous painting has now more than one version. This is still the most common version. But there's also this other version that's also... so that one that you just saw was oil, tempera, and pastel on cardboard. And this is another version, which is... tempera on cardboard. I think that's still paint. They both look quite different than any of the ones I've known. I'll stick with the most commonly one. Now there's a bunch of these pastel ones now too that exist. It used to be just one, but the point was, let's see, who noticed this one? Dun, dun, dun. Oh, this was by Mark Donnelly. That it just looks different. And it keeps looking different, but I don't remember the water being like this. And I remember it being water, like color of water. This was just a few months ago, this change. Also, these little boats, I could see the triangle of the mast before, and I think Mark was also saying the same, and now you can't. They're just like sticks. Also, these figures here have degraded even further. I mean, this one almost looks like she has only half a head and no neck. You can't even tell who these people are. I also remember seeing a little bit more of the deck here. So yeah, I don't know what's going on. It looks even crappier than before. We've mentioned before that the Scream used to look like a horrible tortured face, and now it looks more like kind of surprised. I could barely even see one of the eyes there. It really looks like some kid drew this thing. It's starting to. I mean, other than the perspective here on the dock, I mean, there's really not much there that really looks professional to me at all. So interesting. Anyway, yeah, it's really degraded. Wanted to bring that one up. All right. There's another one that I've been just seeing a ton of in the last like 2 months on Reddit and everywhere. I'm just seeing these all the time, and it's people dunking their hands in the hot oil when they're cooking. And it's usually foreign people, but I've never seen this before until just this last 2 months, and this is just like one of a jillion videos I've seen. Indian chef fries fish with bare hands. It's a thing now. So supposedly, as long as you don't stick your hand in there too long, you'll be okay. This is something I've noticed firsthand. Is basically, I love eating bacon, and it used to be that when the bacon was in the pan, and I always cook it on medium since I have an electric stove right now. When it was done cooking, you had to let it sit for a while before you could eat it. Otherwise, you'd burn the cut of your mouth. That's not the case anymore. I can actually cut a piece off and take it right out of the pan and stick it right in my mouth. No burning. No burning. So there's something different about the way oil is, I think, on how it's transferring heat or how we're processing. There's something, because used to be... I'm a very impatient person, and I burn my mouth on hot bacon a bunch of times. And now it's like impossible. It's impossible to do, because even if it's just out of the pan, you aren't going to burn your mouth. So interesting, interesting. Every time I see like tons of a new style of video, I start to think, okay, what is it about this? Why didn't I see these last year and the year before? Especially there's just like 5, 10, 15 of these freaking videos lately. Did the start time change? You know, there was a time change here. Um, let's see, fall back. So 7 o'clock is 6 o'clock. So midnight is like 11 o'clock. So yeah, there was a time change for us. So that might translate to a time change for you guys. I literally said face to face with Chris Abstra and Scare Performance. OMG. I'm not sure I know who Chris Abstra is. You know, I haven't been keeping up with the newer video people. The screen changed a long time ago, but it changed again. The ones I'm talking about are mostly ones that are just recent. So it's the last few months maybe that this changed. I don't know exactly when, but... So yeah, I'm not doing it from the conference. Conference starts Friday. I'm going down on Thursday, and then I'm leaving on super early Tuesday. So I should be back for next live stream also. All right, Dark Wolf, if you found out the gargantuan news, you have to cough it up. There is no fair teasing. Apparently, HBO has 4 people on the way. Huh, that is news. Interesting. Wow. I don't know. I hope it's good news. Trailer for the new movie looks interesting. Yep. Yeah, I have not seen the second trailer. I've seen the first trailer. Actually, I have a lot of time on the plane and stuff, so I can catch up with some stuff. It looks like there's potential for the movie, the Mandela Effect movie, to actually be good, possibly good, or at least positive to the Emmy. Can't say for sure until I actually see it, but it does look like it's possible. Scream is too red. It's too childish for me. It looks like a kid drew it. Germany has 2 coasts. Everything up north looks different. Europe is totally weird looking now. Yeah, all the screams have changed. There was only one originally, but they all have that weird dip in the water now. Well, I guess it's like that for you guys. That wasn't there before. And the water just doesn't look very watery anymore. Did you guys see the shoulders? Oh, no, I don't know what you're talking about, but you know what? Like Monday, the back of my scapula hurts. Like both of them hurt. I don't know. I felt really crappy Monday, and there's this weird pain back there. I looked at the back of the scapulas, which is like the part your shoulder attached to. I don't really see anything really obviously different. The structures there might be a little bit more defined than they were, but I know if somebody talked about shoulders, I'd be curious. I don't know. Maybe there's something different in the musculature. But yeah, what's up with the shoulders? I must have missed that. Do you remember Epstein-Barr syndrome? Epstein-Barr syndrome is what it should be. Let's see. Is it not anymore? Epstein-Barr. Not syndrome anymore. Oh, it still has syndrome. Epstein-Barr virus. Oh, interesting. No more syndrome, huh? Google remembers it, but you type in Epstein-Barr syndrome and you get all this stuff for virus. Oh, look, it doesn't even give me a choice for syndrome. Must have syndrome. That's weird. Okay, well, I agree with you there. It's Epstein-Barr syndrome was what it was before. Epstein-Barr virus linked to 7 serious diseases. Ah, that may be why it's changed, because now it's because there's not just one syndrome anymore. I'm going to type that one in as Epstein-Barr virus linked to 7 serious diseases, 2018, so almost a year ago. Best known for causing mono, also increases risk for some people developing other illnesses like lupus, MS, rheumatoid arthritis, juvenile idiopathic arthritis. I've not heard of that. And inflammatory bowel disease, celiac, type 1 disease. Interesting. I don't even remember. It wasn't that long ago that they said celiac. They didn't even take it seriously. Kind of wondering when celiac was accepted in this timeline. Our mission since 1990. All right. Well, it's not going way back, so I don't know. All right, yeah, I agree with you, that one. All right, so let's see. The boiling oil one, got that one. Yeah, good find on that one. Susan Gunther Photography. Yeah, it was Epstein-Barr syndrome. But now, the clavicle change, it goes in the back. Yeah, but I did a video on that like a year ago for me. Oh, I made a big old video just on that. Clavicle and scapula. Let's see. Let me make sure that we're talking about the same thing. Yeah, no, that's one I did like a year ago, unless I'm just now actually, you have to wonder if right when the images change, is that when you change? All right, so I've been looking at this for like 3 years. This is the clavicles here in the back. See if I can make this a little bit bigger. Here we go. All right. These have been growing. People were talking about them being like bat wings in the back here. And then a ridge developed right here. And at first it was just this weird ridge, and it just kept developing. And I was really curious about it. And then one day, I don't know, maybe it was like a year ago, maybe a little less, it kind of reached out and connected up here with the front clavicle. And I made a video just on that, so it should be still up. And the only changes I'm really seeing now lately is that this ridge has gotten more pronounced here. a little bit more hefty, and there's kind of like this separate little wing flap up here. So the scapulas look a little kind of longer and skinnier than they did, a little bit more, I don't know, specialized than they did. But yeah, this thing that goes around for me, that has been there a while. I do some, I was, after all this pain, I was kind of wondering if, like, am I only now actually having so now the clavicle, which is a fancy word for your collarbone, attaches to this thing here, which swoops around the back and is part of this scapula. And then there's this weird little nub thing, I forgot what they call that, and that's currently supposedly for muscle attachments and stuff. So yeah, I was totally looking at that. Well, did something really change? I don't see anything really screaming change. This still attaches here. It looks a little more straight across than it has been in the past, but I mean, as far as these clavicles are concerned, but I mean, nothing major. See, they're very straight across now. This one shows it nicely because you can see the scapula here, and then the little fingers coming around, and then in the front of you is this the clavicle here. It does seem like this bone here is getting more ridges in it. I'm kind of wondering if long term some of these might split. Well, because some people remember the like the lower bones and the arms and legs only being one originally. I'm wondering if some of these will split also. But yeah, nope, I don't know. Let's see if you guys, how many people are coming to the conference? Yeah, that's a good question. Uh-oh, Shari does not remember Epstein-Barr syndrome. It was always Epstein-Barr syndrome. I guess you're a different version now. That's the hardest thing for me to get used to, is you talk to people and then they're like a different version of them later. I've seen it with a lot of the Mandela Effect channels. Some of the people I know. 30 attendees, which will be just over 40, counting multiple cameramen, speakers, etc. Wow, 30 people and 40, and then, I don't know, it's hard to believe that a conference with 30 people is going to have like a bunch of people from HBO and stuff. Hopefully they don't paint us as totally insane. I almost hit the 50 ticket sellout. Cool. Yeah, I noticed when I went to get the hotel, they said that they only had a few rooms left. Legs look skinnier, like everyone has chicken legs. Huh. Yeah, nope. I haven't really noticed anything on myself. I do think my legs in general look different, but I've been noticing that for years. They just, my legs used to be kind of, I mean, I didn't really like them, just the way that the knee was and stuff. I just thought it looked kind of, it just wasn't the best looking leg, and now they look better. I don't know. I certainly haven't done anything to deserve it, but they're not like all weird. I don't know. The shape just wasn't good before. But that's not a recent one for me. Chicken legs. So is it the bones that are skinnier or what? I can look that up, I guess. That's interesting. No shoulder straps will stay on my shoulder. I have noticed that for a couple years now. Yes, it's very irritating. At first, I just thought it was like this coat was extra slippery. But I never had that problem before. But I think it's this. I've mentioned this before. There's a muscle here that's much that I don't remember in my old timeline that kind of comes here, and I think it's putting more slant on the shoulders there. I think I've covered this one a couple times. Yeah, that purse thing, that's definitely something that women could possibly notice. Either way, you're all going to be famous. Yeah. In order to be famous, somebody would actually have to recognize me on the street, and I'm not holding my breath. I don't know, maybe if I got on HBO and they made me look insane, that would happen, but my shoulders were super wide. I started noticing they are super small, and I've had a lot of pain and tightness. Yeah, I don't know. Mine is like I I'm not really noticing the obvious difference in dimensions, but my back is just um suddenly just like attacked. I don't know. I didn't do any. My back has been strong for a long time. I don't have back problems. Very occasionally, I'll have my lower back will kind of ache way down at the bottom, but no big deal, and I'm used to it. And then on Monday, I was just walking around. I was looking for my sweater because I couldn't find where I'd left my sweater. And suddenly, like right around the scapula, it just like spasmed. And I've never had that before. I've never had any pain in my upper back. It's, and both sides are like, and it really hurt. I actually had to like sit down. I didn't know what the heck was going on. And then it kind of abated. I went to the acupuncture to try to smooth it out, and it seemed better. But then later, the next few days, it's kind of spread around to other parts, and the whole like right now, it kind of hurts there. So I don't know what's going on. I do think it might be ME related. It doesn't even feel like there's anything wrong with any of those muscles. I mean, like if I need them for anything, they work fine. The pain is kind of diffuse. I can't really attach it to any specific tissues. So I don't know. Weird. My chicken legs are fatter now, but my knees are still blown out. I mean, the whole body structure's changed, but I didn't really notice anything on me specifically other than the pain. Times like this, I wish I studied anatomy more. It's not too late because the things are still changing, so just study what we have now. My muscles shrank. I was a dancer in college. I always had muscular legs. Interesting. Maybe if muscles become efficient, if they become more efficient, you won't need to have as big of muscles and you'll still have the same power. So that could be it. I think we had a big shift on the 4th. A very bad panic attack woke me from deep sleep, and the shift is the only reason for this. The 4th. That would be Monday. Yeah, okay. Monday. What was it? It was like, yeah, Monday that started hurting. Then a Tuesday, I actually started getting really sick. I felt like hell on Tuesday. I was really bummed out because I have to go to the conference, but I feel all right now, so I think we'll be all right. I mean, I don't have to be 100% to sit on the plane and drive 20 minutes, but I had for a long time muscle pain in the shoulder, but nothing to explain why. Yeah, and then, it was kind of, when it started, it was sort of more on the right side, and then today it aches on the left side. And it's weird because it'll be fine for hours, then all of a sudden it'll be like, ow, 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 and then it's fine. And so it doesn't really make a lot of sense. I mean, if you pull a muscle, then every time you go to use that muscle, it hurts constantly until it slowly heals. It doesn't like hurt a whole bunch this hour, and then the next hour it doesn't hurt. Then 3 hours later, it hurts 3 times more. I mean, those are the kind of things where I'm like, this is not normal kind of pain. It's some kind of weird thing, because I don't think there's really anything wrong with the muscles at all. If I need them for something, they work fine. My back pain is gone. I was having spine pain for a year, and now it's gone. Yeah, I had like, for years I was getting worse and worse knee pain, and now it's like 95% gone. So I don't know. When you get older, it's not supposed to get better, but it can. So hopefully this back pain thing won't be too long term. How's the Lincoln statue in the chair? Let's check it. Excuse me, got the hiccups. Lincoln statue. You call that thing again? No. What was the name of that guy? It's Lincoln Memorial, isn't it? Yeah, that's it. Lincoln Memorial. Let's see if we can find a good shot. Hand, that would be this hand. Hand seems a little more clenched up to me than I remember last time. That hand now, like, man, it's not a happy person right now. No humongous changes on the rest. I'm not sure on this hand. This one really looks much more, it was kind of fisted, but it wasn't like, it looks like he's like trying to squish, like he's trying to squish a fly or something. Before it was looser, now it's like, that's the only change that really screams out to me. Let's see what we got on this one. All right, that foot was off last time we checked. I don't remember it originally being that way, but talk about recent changes. That's the only recent change I'm seeing. I don't know. What do you guys see? Anything else? I do have a lot more force weightlifting, like the muscles are leaner, stretched out, but more efficient. Yeah, I kind of noticed that, except for this last week when I felt kind of sick again, but not the same way as before. I had a couple months where I felt better, and I've been exercising more because when I go there, I'm just not as tired. So I been getting more exercise out of it, and then I feel stronger. I just feel a little bit more like tank-like or something. But I attribute it to the fact that I felt better, so I was exercising more, so I tanked up those muscles more. So I don't know on that one. That one's a tough call. That's why I was kind of surprised when suddenly my back went. I'm like, because I really felt, I just felt really strong. My back felt great last week. No pains. I just felt like and I haven't lifted anything really heavy lately, which I do fairly often do carry heavy things for work, and I haven't done that. So a lot of times if I get a weird pain, I'm like, oh, well, maybe it's because they carried that, big giant box up the stairs or something, but I have not done any such thing lately, so I don't know what the deal is. I haven't looked at Mount Rushmore. Okay, I'll go through the indicator Emmys. Let me see if they'll come up without too much crying. Oh, yeah, they do come up without too much crying. I'm just going to scan through them real quick here. This is a newer one here. Lately, they're so slow to load. See, now my left scapula just spasmed. It's so weird. It was fine for hours, then it's like... Ah. I'm just sitting here. I mean, it's not like I'm even doing any work. It's ridiculous. Nothing really obvious in that one. That one's one of the newer ones. That one's also one of the newer ones. God, looks like maybe just a hair's breadth lower than last time, maybe. I mean, there's definitely change in all these, but I'm looking at more recent changes. I'm looking for really recent changes. Scapula bugging me. Okay, yeah, I think that's still about the same. I mean, there's changes in these, but not ones that I haven't seen in like. This one's looking weird. You only can see the 3 of them right now. Where's the last one here? How come I don't see the... This one is looking weird. Let's see. God, looks like Lincoln's really sank or something. Look at how low Lincoln is now. This thing is just... They're looking a little mashed together, too. These 3 heads look like squished. Huh. Interesting, interesting. Okay. There was like that looked like a drip pattern here. I'll have to see if I can find that again, but on the right side of Lincoln's head, it looked like a drip coming down. It now looks weirdly scraped there. Not a big deal, but unless I see that drip pattern on one of these others, then that's a change. I was looking at that for like months because it looked like this weird... I mean, there's not huge changes in these lately, but... Okay, there's the drip pattern, so I'm satisfied. Okay, I'm not seeing anything really obvious on those. I might be missing something. Wouldn't be the first time. Let's see, I added a few things. But yeah, I haven't seen any changes in many changes in these lately. All right, let's see what you guys got to say here. All right, I got those covered. I'm gonna shut those down. All right, so I don't know, that foot might be off a little bit more. Just looks a little tense. All right, what's this? Is there like a mini statue over here or what? Why is that there? That one's weird. It looks like there's like a mini statue right here. All right, none of the others have it, so I don't know what that is, but... Yeah, I don't know. There's some things that maybe, but I can't swear to it. I always want to see that lobster claw on his neck always looks weird. It looks even more weird, I swear, every time I look at it, but I don't know. That's all I can say for sure is the hand. All right, where am I at? All right, this one is this song. I swear every song is different now. Since you can't really play any of a song without getting a copyright strike. Lyrics. But this one lyrics changed a little bit for me. Wait, that's not the song, is it? Nope. All right. For me, this one is, right now, it's I always feel like somebody's watching me. For me, it always feels like somebody's watching me. So the song was, it always feels like somebody's watching me, and I have no privacy. Whoa. That's how it was for me. It always feels like. Now it's I always feel like somebody's watching me. So for me, that one has changed. I think basically every song I listen to the lyrics now, there's like one little word that's changed, one little thing. Even lesser known songs. All right, we got like a 50-50 split. Some people remember it always feels like, and some remember I always feel like. I don't think that's a super new one. Well, no, I don't know. It might be. I don't think I've heard that I always feel like yet, but that plays all the time. So I kept listening. I'm like, something's wrong, and it actually took me a minute to figure out what was wrong with it. Oh, okay. So here's another one. Speaking of viruses, autoimmune stuff, ran across this. Yes, you can catch insanity. A controversial disease revives the debate about immune system and mental illness. That seems to be the trend we're on now. Mental illness is viral. A lot of things are becoming viral now. The good news about that is that then it'll be a lot easier to have cures for them. But they're basically saying like this kid was like just acting crazy, mentally ill, thoughts of death, blah, 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 obsessive compulsive disorder, went on Prozac, didn't get any better voices. Um, and it turned out that he just had strep throat. They're saying strep throat caused it. So they're calling it PANDAS. I forgot why it was. Hearing voices, experience Alice in Wonderland syndrome, which wildly distorted perceptions. So PANDAS, pediatric autoimmune neuropsychiatric disorders associated with streptococci or PANDAS. So basically, strep throat now makes you crazy, apparently, or can make you crazy. Linked to sudden onset of psychiatric symptoms like Isaac's. Notice that weird spelling, non-standard. Symptoms like Isaac's to strep infections. So they were saying his tests always came back negative for strep, but his brother had 4 infections. A pediatric infectious disease specialist in Boston put Isaac on azithromycin, common antibiotic used to treat food poisoning, severe infections, ear infections, and particularly persistent cases of strep. Results were dramatic. Isaac's crippling fear vanished within days. He stopped grunting, blah, blah, blah. All right. So this is a new deal now where they're basically saying researchers are exploring the possibility that inflammation or an overactive immune system is linked to mental disorders that include depression, schizophrenia, and Alzheimer's. All right. I kind of seen this word bopping around the last few months, PANDAS. So basically, they're saying that mental illness is caused by autoimmune response and virus. So interesting. In this case, they were able to cure it by curing the virus. Their argument was that, and this is very common one lately, they're saying some of the human tissue is kind of similar to strep. And so when the immune system targets the strep, it targets the immune system. One thing that was interesting, let me see if I can dig this out, that I was reading, they're saying strep tries to hide itself by trying to make itself look like human tissue. And I've never heard of that. I've actually looked into strep quite a number of times. I've never heard that strep tries to hide itself. I read that somewhere. I'm not sure if it was on this one. So, of course, they're saying there's controversy and stuff, but this seems to be the new MO, the new direction that things are heading in, that stuff is autoimmune. So there's going to be a lot more solutions available if it's just a virus. All you need is a good antibiotic then. Little itty bitty pity show. Yeah, you remember it as it doesn't feel it. It always feels like somebody. Yes, it is changed. They were playing on the radio. It sounds like the same song except for that. You know, every little breath and intonation is the same except for that. If somebody sings it a different time, then there's different breaks and breaths and tones. Bladder infection can cause confusion, mental illness in the elderly. Well, it can now. I don't remember that being the storyline 10 years ago. I thought it was 50-50 split. Really? For, yeah, no, I didn't see the other version, and they sang it the same all the way through. All right, let me find it again. Anyway, it was always the same all the way through for me. I kind of like that song. It's not like I was paranoid or anything, but I liked that it was catchy. Plus, it's easy to remember that, well, it was easy to remember the lyrics, which I like. And you can hear them, unlike some singers, where you can't figure out what they're saying. Yeah, according to this, it's always, I always feel like somebody's watching me. There's no split. For me, it always feels like. I thought strep throat could only kill you. Yeah, it just, it gave you strep throat, but that was it. Now it can make you crazy. Used to be too, like you'd get sick and then you would kick its butt. You wouldn't like have it floating around in you for like years and stuff. That kind of seems to be a thing now. Like this kind of like endless virus. Oh yeah, that's right. That is a good point. They shouldn't be able to treat it with an antiviral. Good point. That is a good point. They have antiviral. Oh yeah, I guess they must have antivirals now. Less than a week after starting his son on the antibiotic, Adam McCoon saw Isaac smile for the first time. All right. All right. Erythromycin is used to treat strep. All right. Let me just look what that is, because you're right. I don't remember antibiotics treating viruses. That was the big argument, that they could only treat bacterial infections, but not viral. Oh, you know what? I think strep is considered bacterial now. Yeah, strep is bacterial. I am not sure if that was always the case or not, actually. I remember strep being nasty, but I don't remember if it was bacterial or not. Okay, so there's no, that makes sense. If strep is a bacteria, and then you can take antibacterials. Yeah, I do kind of have this weird memory of strep being viral, but that's not something I'd swear to. I do have this weird memory of it being nasty because it was viral, though, now that you mention it. All right, so got you. Okay, this one has been making the rounds on Retconned. I don't know if it has made it onto YouTube, but for you who have not heard anything, do you notice anything slightly newly different in the Coca Cola logo? No cheating now. You gotta let's see. I'll get a big one. No, I don't like that tiny image. Nice to have a big one. Not succeeding at the big logo. There we go. All right. And there's the old changes. People notice the C being tighter in. This big flail over here, kind of getting more pronounced. Used to be a little dash over here, not way up there. This flail here going through the L. Gosh, the C and the O are really tight together now, actually. Let me look at if it's that way on the other logos. Really tight. Dang. I don't remember them squished up that hard. All right, it's not, it's pretty bad even in these other ones. Look at that. Tight. All right. But that's not what we're talking about here. So this is an older ME for me. I do remember, although there might be a little bit more space right there, that one is not the one we're talking about. Yeah. Glory be amen. I don't know if you've seen it, but yes, this is the magical question mark right here. People remember the C coming around and hooking onto the O in like a normal cursive writing where you just go, see if I can do it backwards. C and then O. I think I managed to do that backwards. Okay. So people remember this just hooking up here and not having this big goofy flippy loop thing. So now it looks like Coca Cola. And there's actually jokes about it being Coca Cola now on the internet. I don't think that it was Gola before. I think the C just attached to the O. And somebody actually had, let me see if I can find the original on this one. Retconned. Somebody had some originals that they had drawn a while back. Coca-Cola logo. So this is the person who I noticed put this up. It's same as it ever was not is the user for Coca-Cola. And somebody on here had, see if this was it. Okay, so this is how they remember it. At least for the more recent change. Somebody had actually drawn it. See if I can find that one. All right, pictures. Whoops, not that one. So that person had made like a copy of it. And I also remembered, as this person does, being on the same level. The Coca and the Cola being on the same level. And then they drew the C connecting with the O naturally. So they remember it like that. Now their old version did not change. The new version has changed. So when they drew this, they were just trying to show that on the same level with the dash lower and the swoop down here without having the bi-level one. So they weren't trying to show that this weird O thing, but now that also is a difference. And I think that's why it looks so squished in here, because this used to just come up like that, and now it's all packed in like that. So it's Coca Cola now. It's the ME that keeps on giving. Yeah, you're right. It has a bit of tilt now. I'm not sure if that tilt was there before. I can't swear to, but watch that tilt, because there are a lot of other things that I've noticed that are tilting that weren't, including the USPS post office logo and AutoZone logos tilt quite a bit now, and they didn't before. Hyphen isn't in center now on top. Yep, that's an older ME for me. Oh yeah, you're right. It does look like a 6 as well as a Gola. Yeah, I think you're right that I don't remember that tilt. I think that's a good call. And there is a big fan of it being tilted. That is a really good observation. I didn't catch that, and I should have. I got it real bad. I noticed the ME first time strep. Yeah, that's what I was getting more and more of those throat infections until I went on the antihistamines and antibiotics, and finally it seems like they're gone now. But yet I still managed to get sick, like some kind of back pain, and my intestines were all upset on Monday. So I don't know, what do I get? Just like some kind of new sickness now. It's like I don't even want to tell people I'm sick anymore because I've been sick too much the last couple years, and it's like I don't want to be like, oh, I'm sick again every 2 months. It's like I have like it's like I'm a hypochondriac or something. So if it's not too bad, I just hide it. Sinus infection twice already. PG 2424. Yeah, I talked to the doctor and he said, just crank the antihistamines until you dry up your sinuses like the Sahara Desert. So he had me on, what is that one? There's a nasal one. I think it's Nasonex. And then he had me on Claritin and one other one, and just to dry. So I was like super dry. Anyway, it seemed to work, at least for that problem. Been a couple months now, no sinus problems, no sore throats. So people are noticing skinnier legs, huh? That's interesting. Skinnier legs. All right, wait. I jumped way up to the top. So I'm back in the old ones. All right, here we go. Lately, the old antihistamines give me hangover. Oh, interesting. I'm taking the new ones that don't make you so spacey. So like Claritin, I have very minimal side effects from that one. See if is Nasonex the one I was taking? Let me see if that's the one. No, it wasn't that one. Not Nasonex. Oh, Mucinex. Mucinex is it. Yeah, he wanted me on Mucinex. That one really targets the mucus in the nose. It was Mucinex. So he wanted me on Claritin, Mucinex, and Flonase. Those are the three. I took 3 every day for 3 months and I had no problems. Except for I was kind of dry mouth, but I'm dialing back on them now because I don't want to be on antihistamines forever, and I can always go back if it comes back. But the Mucinex makes me a little loopy sometimes too. I was just taking them at night so that I could be loopy while I'm sleeping. After I took them for a while, I kind of get used to it though. Anyway, yeah, see, I didn't have any allergies. That's why it was weird to be on antihistamines. I don't have any sneezing, no asthma, no runny nose. My nasal cavities are clear. My eyes, no itchy eyes. There were no symptoms for years. That's why when he said I had a sinus infection, I was like, huh? But he said, oh, it can be hiding in the corners, and I don't know. But whatever, it worked. I don't know. I don't know what to make of it. It worked. The old antihistamines are the best for drying sinus. Could be. I don't know that. Mucinex is pretty good for it, though. Mucinex and Flonase. Flonase. I've always had good luck with Flonase. Back when I did have allergies, I sometimes took Flonase. For the last year, I get a cold, zero congestion. Yeah, even when I get a cold, usually at least one of the nasal sides will stay open. That used to block up really easily. I think there's just way bigger nasal cavities in there. It's harder for them to block up. Use apple cider vinegar and drop the meds. You know, I tried all that minor stuff. Didn't do anything. Got major problems back then. Believe me, I tried all that herbal stuff. Nothing. What I needed is apparently the Sahara Desert in my nose. All right. Got the Coca Cola logo. All right, this one is kind of a weird one. I don't know how many people remember Alvin and the Chipmunks. And this one is by the retcon user known as Homemade TARDIS. And what he remembers is Alvin and the Chipmunks all having letters on their outfits. Now only Alvin has it. I remember Alvin having the biggest one, but I remember these other characters also having letters. And now they never did. But there is actually... there's a few residuals. Colgate. Soaky Toys was one of them. I forgot what the other one is. Shows the letters from before. Colgate Soaky Toys has the letters. Although I remember Alvin having a big one and these being like different fonts and shapes and stuff. But there you go. You kind of have to... I didn't even watch this show that much, but somehow it did stick. And I totally remember them all having letters. All right, we got some remember all the letters, and some remember only Alvin having the letters. I cured my allergies, which were debilitating, with monolaurin, a coconut derivative. Stumbled upon it by accident, and it worked for others. Yeah, you know what? I got rid of mine by stop eating wheat. I kind of wonder now. I mean, I wonder if it's just Mandela effects, and then we just, right around then, I'm going to do this, and then we attribute it to that. I don't know. I've gotten really curious if it was really the wheat, or if it was Mandela. I mean, lungs are different. Everything's different now. Letters on their shirts. Dark Wolf remembers all the letters. Herbs do nothing for me unless they're on a pizza. I've tried a lot of herbs things, like adding stuff to my diet. I've never had any luck with any of it, unfortunately. I've never noticed any differences. The only thing that I notice a difference when I add is if I add magnesium to my diet in the form of magnesium pills. It helps a lot with leg cramps and stuff. And that has not changed for years. I still will get leg cramps if I cut out the magnesium for a few days. Steam, breathing, steam, and campfire smoke. Yeah, tried that. I go camping a lot. Breathe the smoke, nothing. For me, it was always I had to cut stuff out. Cut out wheat, cut out dairy. Wheat was the thing for allergies. Shari remembers letters on all the shirts. Interesting. So it looks like a little tipped in the balance of letters on all the shirts, but it's close to 50-50. All right, so now we've got some weird animals, but they're not spiders. Not spiders. They're not super creepy. For once, Lima, Cody. How do you spell that? I-E. All right, so there's like a gummy bear caterpillar now. It looks like a little gummy bear. It's so cute. Look at that. It looks delicious. But apparently it's kind of poisonous. It's got irritating hairs, although I can't really see any hairs. But look, it's like translucent. That's ridiculous. So this family is now apparently loaded. They're called slug caterpillar moths. And this family of Lima coated dye has all these weird caterpillar moths. The heck is that thing? I mean, if you saw that, what would you think? There's another one there. It's out of the same family as the gummy bear one. Here's another one, very translucent again. This timeline loves its translucent things. Another one looks like a blob. So slug caterpillar moss. Different colored one. What the heck is that? Looks like a cactus. This one looks like it's popping out. Weird. Slug caterpillar moss. I don't know what that is. Looks like stuff of nightmares. Here's another one. Weird hair dude. Doesn't even look like a caterpillar. So Lima Cody dye. Very bunch of interesting beasts. These look like they're wearing coats. It looks like Jabba the Hutt with a coat on. Anyway, yeah. Weird. Never seen those before. Slug moth caterpillars. Little itty bitty pony. Weed affects my asthma. Yeah, I mean, it sure seemed like I do notice if I can eat a little bit of weed, I'm all right, but system does not seem to like it, and I do start to feel a little wheezy again if I get a little crazy. Leg cramps, get calm. It's a powder from health food. Get calm. Probably has magnesium in it. Let's see. Get calm. Because natural calm has magnesium in it. So basically, you're just taking powdered magnesium instead of the pill. Get powder ingredients. Let me see if it's... I bet you it's magnesium. Natural calm ionic magnesium citrate. All right, I can't find Get Calm, but Natural Calm is much pushed by the paleo industry, and it is magnesium. I don't know, some people just feel more comfortable taking a powder than a pill, but it's the same thing. A lot of people low on magnesium. They're just, seems like a lot of people benefit. It's one of the few vitamins I take. And I can actually feel a difference. Like the other things, nothing. I feel nothing. But that one, leg cramps gone. You definitely notice. I had albino tarantulas. Everything comes in albino now. Bright colors in nature are mostly deadly, and there are a lot more of them in this timeline. Yesterday was an article about the smallest bird in the world, and it was a bee hummingbird. Okay, I don't think I've seen that one yet. Bee hummingbird. Bee hummingbird. So how big is it? Well, it's still bigger than a bee, though. Looks like it was long as that guy's. Oh, so it's like that big. It's a little bit small for a hummingbird, but still bigger than a bee. But keep an eye on it. Might shrink down further. All right. All right, two more. This one is from John Austin. I'm a little bit behind on the comments on the channel, like about a day behind. So some of the ones that you've commented in the last like 24 hours, I'll look at for the next show. I'm hoping I'll have time on the plane to catch up on stuff and absolutely nothing better to do. Okay, so Audubon Society. Audobon Society. That's what I remember. Audubon. I've actually checked that one a number of times. Audubon Society. Well, apparently now it's Audubon. Audubon. You type in Audubon, you get Audubon. Audubon Society now. Palomar Audubon. I've never seen this spelling before. With the U. It's a whole new one for me. It looks totally wrong. National Audubon Society. No, that's not it. I totally agree with John Austin on that one. It was there was an O on there. Audo, Audubon. I wonder what that road is in maybe that one. Did that one change too? Audubon. The Audubon. Nope, that's the Audubon also. All right. No, it's Audubon. Okay. All right, that one's AUTO. That makes sense. Auto. All right, so it's just the plants and animals ones. Dang it, you know, I getting kind of, I think that's right for that one. But I've never seen that other spelling, so I'm calling Emmy on that. I agree with John on that one. Tomatoes triggers arthritis. I don't have arthritis, knock on wood, so can't answer on that one. No way that middle U was there. So Audubon Society is like, it's that plants and animals thing. And then the other one, AUTO, is for the road where you can speed. Protects birds and places they need today and tomorrow. So it's kind of I don't know, it's not a spelling that a lot of people knew, but there was no U in it. I know people who are into birds. My mother was into birds. I have a friend into birds. That's why I kind of know Audubon. I'm not sure about the Rhodes one, actually, to be honest. I am not 100% on that one. So whatever you say. So sorry, the audubon for me used to be Audobon. So now it's like the way you said it. All right, so moonlit illusion remembers Autobahn. I think you're talking about the road, though. Two-hour mark passed. Aww, Dark Wolves. I don't think so. I'm only at 1 hour 20 minutes. Remember, I started an hour different today because we had the time change by us. I don't know. Did you have your time change for the daylight savings time? Famous Emmy there. All right. So the last one, this one makes me laugh so hard. Uncombable hair syndrome. I saved this one for last because it makes me laugh. If you get uncombable hair syndrome, I think this is me every morning when I wake up, but no, actually, it's not. Uncombable hair syndrome. All right. A rare disorder of the hair shaft of the scalp. It is usually characterized by silvery blonde or straw-colored hair that is disorderly, stands out from the scalp, and cannot be combed flat. So there we go. Uncombable hair syndrome. Actually, I think it's pretty cool looking. I wish my hair would have more body. And so now anime hair or manga hair is in. Look at that. Uncombable hair syndrome. It will not lay flat. Boink, check that out. I would grow it like super long to my butt if I had hair like that. That's so cool. Because you could have really long hair and it would still have like life. She just needs longer hair. That's it. And that'll solve it. I guess it would kind of be a drag if you were a dude, but probably by the time these kids grow up, guys could have long hair if they wanted. So apparently your hair will not lay flat if you have uncombable hair syndrome. Interesting because they're saying it's like light colored hair too. Check that out. I guess they would probably be sick of it, but you know what? I would love to have that hair. Look at that hair. That's cool. Absolutely never heard of that. You wouldn't have to put life into your hair anymore. Of course, I guess if it was really thin, it might not be cool, but solving the mystery of uncombable hair. All right, I'm going to click on this. I have no idea what we're going to get. Rare syndrome that affects follicle structure. It's only head hair, they said. Mutations in genes involving the construction of the hair itself. Pinched and twisted, sometimes with a groove running along it. The first cases were reported in 1973. All right, there doesn't seem to be much info on this, but I think I ran into that in Google, no, Yahoo News. Anyway, there's a lot of trends of like African American people having blonde hair now in some places, just weird hair colors. So I just thought this fits kind of in with that. Babel syndrome. Is that one where they got a weird accent? No, that was accent syndrome. There's so many weird syndromes in this timeline. It's like Tower of Babel syndrome. Lack of standardization of medical terminology. Well, okay. All right, so that's just using different terminologies. I've noticed that nobody can pronounce anything on TV anymore. I mean, incorrect pronunciations are just rife. It used to be very rare that people would pronounce anything wrong on TV. The other thing I've really noticed, just kind of reading online, is that people use spell check, but they don't know. They're writing words that are just one off, but are real words, but they're the wrong word for there. So people don't know, like they'll use real instead of like REEL instead of REAL. They won't realize that it's still a wrong spelling. So spell check is saving people in a lot of ways from bad spelling, but dreadlocks. Yeah, no, it's not dreadlocks, but I guess it could turn into dreadlocks really easily. Yeah, they said it's only head hair that does the uncombable hair syndrome. It's so jumpy, I can't catch up. All right, here we go. All right, Dark Wolf. I don't know that one. Judge Janine. I don't know who that person is. Does anybody remember Nevada being 98% desert? Yeah. Egypt, too, is getting very greenish. Canada used to be very icy. Now it's getting greenish. Morgellons syndrome. Yeah. That one's still around, Morgellons syndrome. All right, anyways, I think that's about it. Kind of quiet today. North Pole is watery. Yeah. Yeah, it used to be a continent of cliffs of ice for me, but Vargas was surrounded by desert. Now it's mountains. The cave dwellings of Nevada. Let's see. There's like weird underground stuff popping up all over. Hidden caves at Grimes Point. Kind of like the Petra syndrome is taking over. Everywhere's cave dwellings now. They're finding underground cities. Oh, there's pyramids that were hidden by dirt. Yep. I mean, I can't even keep up with them. They're popping up all over the place with these underground cities. I can't even say which one is the new one because there's just so many and they're all just blending into my head now. And that one's been kind of popping up for the last 5-6 years. So some of it has shown up from a little before I knew of the ME. So, yep. Newer, better, older coolness. All right, I think it's time for me to hit it. I got to get up and get ready for the airplane tomorrow. So hopefully we'll have fun at the conference, sightseeing, and I won't freeze my little California butt off over there in Idaho. Cross my fingers on that one. So, this is Eva signing off for Once Upon a Timeline. Think good thoughts, everyone.